Isaac Keys delivered my wonderful backyard building, and it's a 10 by 14-foot structure. I had prepared a gravel at least 6 inches. I was told that they needed at least a 6 inch foundation, but my ground wasn't level, so in some places it's over a foot high. But I was concerned that I'd never done this before, that perhaps the site was not going to be, it's a tight delivery and close to trees and everything like that. But once Isaac arrived and did the maneuvering, it was quite impressive to see. Isaac, I when you arrived, I said, "Well, it looks great, but it looks like it's on the building in such a way that on your trailer in such a way that if you put it out, it was going to be facing the wrong direction." And you said, "No problem." And then, yes, you did your magic. Tell me a little bit about that trailer that you have. It seems to be very maneuverable.
Yes, the trailer is specifically made for hauling sheds. It has several hydraulic functions that help to maneuver and position it. On the smaller buildings like this one, I can actually spin the building on the trailer, which saves a lot of time in situations like this one. And it's just a process with to tuck it behind the trees, but um, with the trailer hydraulics, it makes it feasible. So
Yeah, it was neat to see how you were able to use the trailer to kind of nudge it along and do those things. Did it take you, did you just, buy one of these things and do it, or did you have to become how did you learn to do this?
well, experience is the best teacher, really, I guess. And which with everyone, you kind of learn some new tricks here and there. I don't think there's really a instruction manual for it that I know of, but
Yeah.
just problem solving really
Yeah.
is the key.
So how was my site as far as, doing the delivery? I tried to make sure we had enough clearance and things, but it did look a little tight. It's
Yeah.
you must come upon sites where the homeowner has not considered the maneuvering room you need.
Yes, there have been some challenging sites. Some things that some homeowners don't take into consideration is the width of the eaves and the height, um, and that the ground isn't completely level all the time. So when the trailer's tilted, the building also tilts. And yeah, so there's some challenging situations. But so far, I've been able to place them all pretty well.
I was interested to see how you were doing the leveling. It seems like, you put first, what's the process that you use? It comes out on skids, and then it looked like you put wooden blocks. And tell me about how you do that.
Yeah, the wooden blocks were mostly just to position this particular one into the space because I had to slide it sideways. So the wooden blocks are better for that. And then for the permanent blocks, I just level it on the cement blocks. And if you have a nice level packed, compacted gravel pad,
Is
that's
that what I had, by the way?
yes, yes, that is
Good.
that is the best way to go. So
Jim
yeah,
Behush, I got to say that although I did some of the leveling, when it came down to he looked at it and he said, "We got to rent one of those compactors and press it down."
right.
And he watered it down, and boy, that made a world of difference because it seems like a nice solid pad now.
Yes, and the benefit of that is you'll have much less settling in the future, where your building will be, if it's not compacted, it may need to be releveled in a year or so.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So the gravel pad underneath is just to help with drainage and things, believe, as well as just helping you have a good surface onto which to do the leveling. Is that the purpose of when they say you need at least a 6 inch gravel pad?
Yes. Also, it prevents the blocks from sinking into the soil. Like if you don't have any gravel, the blocks eventually, with the freezing and thawing, they'll just disappear right into the ground, and then your skids rot out, and your building will rot. And a lot of the buildings that I relocate that have been sitting for a number of years, if they haven't been on gravel pad, the floor will be rotted, and it pretty much ruins your building. So
Sure. So besides doing deliveries for backyard buildings, you also will do work for people who already have backyard buildings and need some maneuvering on them.
yes, I do relocate some buildings, when I have time, not hauling for backyard buildings.
Which
Yeah.
seems to be a pretty busy operation out there in Unity.
It is. I think they're growing. So yeah.
Well, they do it. It's a wonderful product. I'm really impressed by the structure, and their prices are quite reasonable when you compare them against others. So I'm pretty impressed with the whole deal.
Yes. Also, for customized features, they are really good with that. Camps with porches and also solar sheds they've been doing this year, which are an interesting item that people seem to like. So
Yeah. Well, I've been when I originally had the idea of doing it, I had envisioned that the door would be on this side. But then as I started contemplating where my kitchen was going to be, and I'm going to want to be putting my, my trash buckets, I thought, the side plus this big tree that's here was going to, I thought might be a problem for when you consider the width of the doorway. And so they said, sure, we can do that. They were really good at, and by the way, I'm not getting paid by these guys. I'm just, it's nice to share, the experience when it works out well. So Isaac, thank you so much for being willing to talk to me, and I just think you do a terrific job. So thanks
thank
for
you.
thanks for doing the delivery.
yeah, you're welcome. Thanks.